my friends, thanks for stopping by. Hope you're all having a great day. Today I thought I would bring you another tutorial. My tutorials are moving along much quicker because I do one eye before I get started. So this is just another fall look that you can wear dressed up or dressed down. It does not matter, whichever suits your fancy. But if you like this look, stick around. Okay, one eye is already done because when I fly by the seat of my pants, my friends, the video takes much too long. So I've already got my eye primed with my Stay Don't Stray by Benefit. It just works for me, so I stick with it. All right, so today I'm working with all Anastasia single shadows, and I'm going to be wearing gray today. And when I wear gray, I really like to wear more rusty tones. So I'm picking from these colors right here. I will put in an annotation each color I'm using when I'm using it. All right, my friends? Okay, so let's get started. First color I'm going to use is just a cream tone, and I think it is called cream, and I'm just going to use my e.l.f. brush here, and I'm going to pack that on just to give myself a better finish to work with. You can use translucent powder for this if you don't have a creamy shade. I think everyone has a creamy shade. Everyone, okay? So there we have it. Now our next shade, I believe, is called Soft Peach by Anastasia. Going to use the Sigma brush. Going to take that in. This is a Sigma blending brush. Everything will be listed and linked below for you, and I will also put annotations as to the shadow that I'm using right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little peach in that crease area. I am going to lift this up closer to the brow, not all the way to the brow, but closer, and just pack that color on, or fluff that color on to your liking, okay? There's no rules here. It's whatever you like. I'm just trying to help you be a little more creative with looks or something. I don't know. All right, so, okay, so that's pretty good. Don't worry about getting this color on your lid. It doesn't really matter. I'm actually gonna take a little bit more and just build it up. Take it all the way out to the tape. So our next color by Anastasia is Caramel, or Caramel, however you want to say it, my friends. I'm going to go in with my most favorite Tom Ford number 13 brush, and I'm just going to take it on the tip of that brush. And this color, we're going to focus on the crease and the outer. I'm not taking this all the way in, just the outer. Lift it up only slightly above the crease line unless you have really hooded eyes, and then you're going to lift up a little bit further than me. But this color is just going in the crease, a little bit on the lid if you want. It doesn't matter because we're going to be putting another color over. Okay, so there we have that. Now I'm going to take the blending brush and I'm just going to blend the edges. So we're just softening that line. And of course, I'm going to check my look. Okay, so the next color by Anastasia is Fudge. And I'm going to take a tighter domed brush almost. And this is actually the Morphe M411 brush. I'm going to go in and pick up this color. Now, I like this color, but it does, for some reason, it's a very nice, rich red fudge here. It does get a little ashy on me. I don't know why. But we're just going to move our tape back in place, and I'm going to work just on the outer V here. I'm not really bringing this in. I'm working on the crease and just really accentuating it on the outer part of the eye. Take a little bit more. I don't know why, but it does. It gets a little ashy gray on me. And I wish it didn't because I love it in the fudge stage. The red fudge, Okay, so that's what it should look like. So now I'm going to just go ahead and I'm just going to lightly soften the edges of that color. If you'll notice, when I first put it on, it is a chocolate brown, but when it's on my skin for a little bit, that's when it starts to turn a little on the ashy gray side, which I don't like. We are going to fix this because now we're going to go in with Morocco, which is really a beautiful red. And I'm going to take another Tom Ford brush, and I'm going to take the tip of that. And this I'm going to place right in the center where my eye would start. I'm just going to place some of this color. I'm packing it on here because I really want it to show up here. And then when we blend, it'll blend out. So now I'm just going to go in the crease slightly with this to make this a more wearable shade for me after it goes ahead and turns ashy on me. And then I'm just going to lightly feather that into the lid, this Morocco color. It's beautiful. Okay, so now we have that color applied, and I'm going to go ahead with the fluffy brush again, and I'm just going to blend that down and just slightly over a little. Okay, so the next color we are going to pick up is called Gem by Anastasia, and we are going to pack it on the brush, and now I'm going to apply it to the inner part of my eye here. It just gives a soft shimmer and it brightens up a little bit. So I'm just going to go move in. Let me get my mirror here so we can go in a little bit closer. All right, so we have placed that just on the inner eye, slightly to the center. Not really going over that Morocco, but if you do, you can just take your brush and add just a little bit more of the Morocco here, and then take your blending brush and just blend slightly. Okay, so now the next color and the final color I'm going to take is actually called Fresh Peach, and it's just got a slight shimmer to it. And what I'm going to do here is I want to just pop this in the center of my eye just to brighten it up. You'll see it'll brighten it right up and lift it out, almost like highlight. And it brings it out. I'm going to do the same thing. We'll put a little bit more on this one. And you can see, all right, so now we want to just take that, wipe your blending brush off, and just lightly blend over that color, just lightly on both eyes. And that is, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the tape because it always looks a little bit better when we remove the tape. Okay, so I've removed the tape. I'm just going to go ahead and clean up underneath my eyes just to make sure there's no fallout. And I'm going to take my blending brush now and I'm going to wipe it off, and I'm just going to blend on the edges slightly. And I'm going to blend a little bit here because it looks like it needs it. And we'll just leave that as is for now. Okay, so let's move on to foundation. Today I'm going to be using the Les Beiges by Chanel. I'm trying very hard to use up and get through things. So you'll see me using a ton of different foundations in my tutorials because I want to use them up, but I also want you to see them on my type of skin, mature, dry skin. All right, so this is the Les Beiges. All colors will be listed below, and I'm going to mix a little bit of the Fluid Sheer by Armani in. Just adds a nice little satin finish. But before that, we're going to go ahead and apply our Lancome La Base Pro Pore Eraser. A pore eraser is very important for me. I'm almost through this one. And I will go ahead and just work it into the T-zone area. I like to press it in. I think it does a better job on the pores when you actually pat a primer. So I pat and pull almost. And you don't have to worry about pulling your skin because there's so much, usually they have a lot of silicone in them. Which gives it a really nice slip. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and apply our foundation over this. Of course, you use any primer you like. Okay, so we're going to give it a good shake. And I'm going to pull up my sleeve so it doesn't get on my shirt. And I'm going to pump out about 3 pumps of this to start. And this is actually, it's an okay color for me. It has a teeny bit too much pink. I'm going to put like a half a pump of this in, which just gives it a pretty glow. And then we are going to just mix those two together right on our hand. Okay, so we've mixed it up. Now we're just going to sweep it on our skin. Now I'm going to just take it on my L'Oreal Beauty Blender, and I'm going to start pouncing this foundation in. And I want to work down a little bit because it is a little light, which is okay because my neck is pretty light anyway. But I just like to make sure I'm blended. And if you're somebody who has really short hair, make sure your ears are included. I don't always have to worry about the ears, my friends, because I have this mop on my head. And this mop keeps my ears covered, and especially in the winter, it keeps them nice and warm. Alrighty. But we are heading to Florida, and let's see, I'm recording this. Today is November 7th. 3 more days and I'm 58. But today is November 7th. You probably will see this after the fact because I record my videos in advance. I try to keep ahead a couple of weeks so that I can be consistent in my uploading and getting them out to you. If I don't do it this way, you would never see more than 1 video a week from me. So I do it this way, and most of you do not mind at all. The only time you'll see a video that I record right away is one that has to do with some sort of sale that I don't want you to miss out on, or like the clothing hauls. You don't want to wait too long on those because then it all sells out by the time your video comes up. So, all right, so that is our foundation. All right, so now I'm going to try this again, the Derma Blend Smooth Liquid Camo. It held up pretty good the other day, but I want to try it with other foundations, other days where I might be puffier or drier or whatever. But it held up pretty good. It is a very lightweight concealer. It's very thin, which is very important for us as we age because, ooh la la, those thick ones, like I was gonna use the Tarte Shape Tape. This is so heavy. It does nothing but accentuate my age. Now remember, I don't have any Botox or anything underneath my eyes, so I have wrinkles underneath my eyes. The lights do blur them out slightly, but they're there, so this really gets cakey. So for me, unless I'm going to be in the darkness, I kind of stay away from that. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and pat this one in. And like I said, this one is pretty thin. However, it does not necessarily take care of all the bluing. So that's when, if you're somebody who has excessive bluing, this is not going to cover it. So you will have to use a corrector under it, which then kind of defeats the purpose. And I did order this in the light and the medium is almost too light because I don't like brightness underneath my eyes because I think that also accentuates age. And I also have the puffies under my eyes I'm dealing with. So I'm trying it alone so that I can see how it really works, and then I will try it with some correctors to see how well it works then. All right, so, okay, that is all set. Beautiful. All right, so now, because I'm trying to finish things up, I have my It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores, which did break, and then I also have my RMS Untinted Powder. I really like this powder a lot. I did get the one that has color because I just explained why I don't like brightness under my eyes. I think it's just not a good look for me. So I'm going to go ahead and pat that out, and you'll see it just tones it down slightly because it does have a little bit of color. But I'm more comfortable with this powder underneath my eyes than a lighter one. Okay, and the thinness of it, it's so fine that it really works for the aging eye. I'm almost through it. I probably will get another one. And I will stick with the same color also. I won't go with the lighter shade. I really did think this one worked perfectly for me. You'll see as I put it under, it's just a nice blend. I like to just camouflage under the eyes. I don't like to brighten. Some people like to brighten, but they may not have the wrinkles that I have, okay? All right, so now I'm going to go in with the LaPraire powder because I want to keep using things up. So I love this powder. The only complaint about it is it's extremely expensive, but you do get a very large amount of it, and you also get a travel size with it that I think you can actually refill with that powder. So I'm doing it with the La Mer powder brush. This has turned out to be one of my favorite powder brushes. Again, packing it on the cheek area because that's where I'm going to be using the bronzer and a blush. So I want to make sure that that is really set so that I get a smooth application. And then I won't add any more to the brush, and then I'll just go over the rest of my face with whatever's left over because I don't want to have cake face. All right, so that, and for me, adding a whole bunch of powder gives me cake face. I like to pull my lips in and go over my lip lines because I think it does really help with the bleeding factor, okay? And I have very deep lines around my mouth. I'm not gonna lie to you, I truly do. I'm gonna go in with the Shade and Light, and I'm going to use this color here. I've been sticking with this because I wanna use it up. You know, if things go in the drawer, I kind of forget they're there and I don't use them. I'm gonna take the Morphe E8. This is really perfect if you want to have a precise contour. I mentioned smaller brushes because as we age, it's harder to control things. It's harder to, you know, our eyesight goes, our hands shake a little bit. So work with smaller brushes, my friends. I'm gonna go in, I'm just gonna tap a little bit of this on, I'm gonna push it into the mirror and then tap, because you can always add more, and I'm just gonna go ahead, and you see how precise that line is? That is perfect, but you wanna make sure that you do blend it. So I'm gonna go in again, and I'm gonna apply where I want it, and then I'm just gonna lightly feather on the side of that to really blend it out, and then you can do even more once you apply this. You can go over with your powder brush and blend it. So it's just a very soft contour, and it does make a huge difference. So we're gonna do the other side. We're tapping in, we're tapping the mirror, then we're lightly tapping off. And now this cheek side is different for me, so I take my time here because I want to make sure that they are almost even. They never will be because this is my TMJ side, and this is a side where my jaw is a little arthritic and it's offline. Okay, so we are just going to feather that. Now this one I have to come a little bit lower in the back. And that's another thing, really look at your face and see, maybe your face, I mean, nobody's face is even, but maybe you have to work it a little bit differently. So this one I do have to, here's where I have to kind of fudge it a little bit because I don't have, the bone actually sticks out there so the contour goes away. But there's my contour. Now I'm gonna take a fan brush, and this is Sephora's 92, and I'm just gonna touch it in, pack it on, tap it off, and I'm gonna go ahead and give a little bit of contour to the forehead just to help shape the face. Somebody said, oh, she's an old lady and she makes herself look young with all the contouring. Well, why wouldn't we want to? If we go and have Botox and fillers, you are the people that complain. And if we use contour, you are still the people who complain. So go watch car videos or something. Anyway, okay, so you want to do that. So I'm going to take a little bit of it, tap it into the mirror, tap off, and I'm going to go ahead and just bring it down, concentrating most of the color on the jawline, but you do want to blend that down slightly. Tap it, tap off, and again, sharpening up that jawline, and then just sweep it and down. We are good. Okay, so now we're going to go in with blush. This is Becca's Warm Honey. This is a beautiful, beautiful blush. Has just the right amount of satin finish to it. Gonna go in with my lovely, lovely Nars Japanesque faux brush. Gonna pack on a little bit of the blush, and I like to just pounce it in there, and then I'm gonna hit the mirror with it, tap it slightly, and I'm gonna tap it on my cheekbone where I want it, go back in, do the same thing, pack that blush where you want it. Okay, some people like their blush a little out more. It helps to give you a little bit of fullness, but don't do this. You must do this and then just bring it out here slightly. Doing this Raggedy Ann is not the look of today. It's not the trend yet. It may come back, but right now it is not. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. Pack it on, go in, pick up some more. It's just a beautiful, beautiful blush. And I like to use a satin blush because then you don't have to use highlighter. Okay, so there is our blush. Gonna take a little bit of it and just pounce it over my brow bone just to help marry the color in. We're not really applying it, we're just feathering lightly over just to marry it in, okay? All right, so there is the look of the cheeks. I'm gonna take my LaPraire powder brush and just pounce with a little bit of a pull to help just soften the contour blush line, okay? So that is that. All right, so now we're gonna finish up our eyes, and I'm going to be using my Nars V Apia Larger Than Life. It's just a beautiful coppery brown that I love, and I can't speak for all of the Nars Larger Than Life pencils because I did try the black, and the black did transfer, but I know that the V Apia Martelli does not transfer, nor does the V Apia Via Martelli and Via Apia. They don't transfer, so I really love these. Now I did try the Pat McGrath pencil. I had to send it back. It's so full of glitter. It was horrible to use on your waterline, especially if you're a contact wearer. And the brown was a beautiful color, but it really irritated my eyes. So I had to, I couldn't keep it, and it did transfer. Okay, so we're just gonna do this side. Okay, we're back. My phone rang. I had to take care of that. So let's finish up underneath the eyes, and then we'll do our lips before I go off camera to do my brows, take my hair down, you know, all that stuff. All right, so let's finish up underneath the eyes. I think I'm gonna go in, and I'm just gonna use the caramel. People say it different. In my eyes, you can say caramel or you can say caramel, whichever one you want, my friends. So I'm going to go in with the Wayne Goss brush, and this is the number 7. It's a very dense, small brush. It allows you to make a very, very nice, precise line. And I'm going to go in with, as I said, the caramel, and we're just going to take that brush, we're going to pack some of that color on. I'm going to do a little tapping off because I have contacts. And then I'm just going to sweep a little bit of that and join it right to the outer eye and just sweep underneath the eye. And just sweep it out, just to marry the eye and make it. I mean, I could leave it this way if I wanted. It actually makes it look like a more youthful eye, but I want to have a little bit of drama, so why not, right? So we're just going to go ahead with this, and I sweep it right up into the tape line, and everything goes up. And that's all, pretty much it. Now, if you're someone who likes to wear liner on the bottom, you could tie a bronze in, you could put purple, you could put green, you could put anything you want. You could put a pop of color. You could use a peach satin finish underneath the eye, but for me, this works. And now I'm just gonna take my Tom Ford, and I like this brush. I use it for something different than what it is for. It's the number 11, and I just go underneath and I soften the line now and right out to the edge. Because even the underneath, you have to make sure that that's a soft line so that nothing looks harsh, all right? So now I'm gonna go off camera, I'm gonna do well, let's go ahead and do the lippy, all right? We're gonna use a Marc Jacob lipstick, and the liner I'm going to use is Chestnut by Laura Mercier. And my eyes are a little more on the dramatic side, so I'm gonna use a neutral colored lip. And the Chestnut is, it has a little bit of a mauve undertone, but it works okay for me. Okay, so I applied the liner. I put a little bit, just filled it in a little on the outer edges. And now I'm just gonna take, this is Marc Jacobs and it's Understudy. It's just it's a nude, but it has a nice little gloss finish to it, so I like it. Okay, so that's the lippy. So now I'm gonna go off camera, do my eyebrows, mascara, and I will be right back. Back with the finished look. For mascara, I curled my lashes with my Surratt eyelash curler. I like 3 different eyelash curlers. Surratt, Shiseido, and I don't know how to say it correctly, Shururuma, but the Shururuma you used to be able to get at, I know I'm not saying it right, you used to be able to get it at Sephora, but they don't sell it anymore. So I like different eyelash curlers for a reason. Some fan out better, some give you a more rounded, it all depends on what I want. For a more feline look, I like the Shiseido eyelash curler and the Surratt because they're more almond shaped. They're a little harder to get used, I think, because my eye's a little more rounded versus almond. Anyway, and for the brows, it's the usual suspects, my friends, Anastasia Brow Wiz and Brow Gel. And the mascara is the Estee Lauder Sumptuous Knockout Mascara. It's okay. It's not a fave. I wouldn't get it again. All right, and that is it for me today. You could also change this lip to a more brick tone if you want more va-va-va-voom. And sometimes I have been known to wear it with a brick, a very, very, very deep brick. And this is 308 Deception by Givenchy. It's one of my most favorite bricks. One of the only ones I can really find without a lot of blue or burgundy undertones. I like a true brick lipstick, and that one is one of them. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe. We are living life. So go out in the world and be happy, healthy, beautiful, and most of all, my friends, lovable. I love you all. Bisous. And I know many will ask about the earrings. They are old and they are from Joelle. She sent them to me a couple of years back, and I just love them. I wear them with thermal. This is a Lucky Brand thermal t-shirt that I'm wearing, and I love to put on a sassy pair of earrings with a thermal top. I just think it's chic. Yes, it is. In my eyes, it is. All right, my friends, love you all. Bisous.